Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is summertime here in Alaska. Things are blooming, my sunflowers are growing, my cabbage is growing, my lettuce is growing, my tomatoes are growing. They're still small and green, but everything is growing. We had a very cold spring and a slow start to our growing season here in Alaska. But the one thing that you can be sure of is you are going to get a ton of light here in Alaska. We get almost 24 hours of daylight up until summer solstice, which is June 21st. So while we may not have days just bursting with sunshine all of the time, we do have the daylight that does last longer. So for today's video, speaking of things that are growing, we did go to a beautiful peony farm, just a magical, beautiful place. Be still my heart. It was just amazing, and the pictures we took, and the man who owns it was the sweetest man. And then I was going to show you some of my curtains I've made around my house. I am a lover of making curtains, and I was going to end the video by showing you some of my beadwork I've been working on. And if you're noticing my beautiful brooch here, I just love things like this handmade, hand embroidered brooch. So I just love adding little touches like this to the things that I wear. It's very vintage and old-fashioned and wholesome, and I just love stuff like that. Okay, so speaking of peonies, I'll show you what we did pick. So I brought my daughters with me, and they really enjoyed it as well. Okay, so we have this light pink, which is, I believe they call that the Sandra Bernhard, with the beautiful yellow center. Then we have this beautiful magenta, and just look at how full and bloomed out they are. This one is very special, this white one, okay? So if you can see, it has touches of pink and red in the middle. Just, you guys are gonna have to help me out. I don't know the names of all of these, but I would love to hear from you in the comments. Okay, and another white one. I've made some beautiful bouquets. And I also love collecting beautiful vases. I like vintage and like colored glass. So look at this beautiful green colored glass. It's just exquisite. And these beautiful pom-poms of peonies. Can you believe? I mean, look at how big that is. Wow, it's amazing. Oh, look at how delicate they are. They're just, this one is a little different. It's not quite the same, you know, the way it bloomed, it's not that pom-pom shape. So if anybody would like to let me know what these names are, I would appreciate that down in the comments. So, yes, I love these, you know, different vases. I keep them in my greenhouse in the wintertime. So, I wasn't going to be talking about vases, but look at this vase. Look at this vase. This is like a glass pitcher. It's blue glass. It's absolutely adorable. Very vintage looking. Of course, I love all things vintage. So here is these beautiful pom-pom peonies. Oh my gosh, I just fall in love with them. They're exquisite. So the really, one of my favorite things about peonies is their fragrance is just so beautiful. One of my very favorite things about peonies is their fragrance. I mean, you could just bottle it and put it in a perfume and sell it for $1 million an ounce. Like, if you could just capture exactly what these beauties smell like. I mean, it's so fresh, and it's like antique smelling. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. So we picked 3 bouquets, and I do like using them for photos I take. I save the flower petals, as you know, and it's just a special time of year. And it's so amazing to go out to the farm and they just have, you know, the rows and rows. You can just see it from the road before you even get there, the rows and rows and rows of peonies. So yeah, I'm gonna show you the pictures and take you on a little tour of the Peony Farm that we visited. So I really hope you enjoyed that. All right, let's get into it. These are curtains I made for my bedroom. These are the first curtains I ever made. I cut out patchwork squares and sewed them together into panels. I was going for a stained glass window effect, and I think it turned out quite nicely. My little kitty, Snowy, just loves looking out the window, thinking of all of her adventures. These curtains that I made are for my craft room downstairs. As you can tell, it was fall time by the colors that I did choose. So I like to put a satin ruffle embellishment at the top. These are a longer panel style of curtains that I did make. At the bottom, I like to add a gold or just something shiny, something that is going to shimmer in the sunshine. For this particular curtain, I did a gold band. These are the curtains I made for my daughter's room. I wanted them to be cheerful and sunny and happy and just full of the things and colors of childhood. I did a bright tassel at the top. I just love the yellow daisy and the bright colored panels. It lets the sun shine through, and I do like that effect. At the bottom, I did a satin ruffle with a cute little dainty lace trim. I'm pretty happy with the way that these turned out. wanted to show you guys my beadwork that I've been doing. So here's my little setup I have. I have the beadwork I've been working on here. I have my beads, my thread, my scissors, and my lighter. I do not usually bead in the kitchen. I have my little nook downstairs. I call it my babe cave for all of my crafts. It is my babe cave. But for filming purposes, I've brought my little station up here. So, I usually don't use a printed out pattern like this. However, my cousin ordered 5 barrettes from me for Christmas, and she specifically requested a chrysanthemum, say that 5 times fast. And I'll just show you the beautiful colors I've put into this. So I have, you know, she requested burnt orange, and I went with that color palette. I use that as the background, and I'm outlining all the petals and just trying to make it artistic and beautiful and look like a chrysanthemum. So usually with most of my beadwork, I will draw the pattern myself or freehand it, or I do a lot of earrings and you don't really need a pattern. I do slippers, I do barrettes, I do necklaces, I do everything. But I thought this was really fun for summer. I wanted to show you this beadwork that I was working on. Of course, a beautiful flower. And I will definitely give you guys a sneak peek of this when I finish it. I will have to add a stem and leaves, and I will have to bead around the outside. So I have my needle and my thread. I pick up the color that I am working on my needle. And I tack it down on my pattern and pull my thread tight. Of course, there is always tangles and snags along the way, which if you are a experienced beader, you have no problem handling things like that. So I will definitely give you guys a sneak peek of this when it is done. I will give you a look at some of the other barrettes that I'm making for her as well. So if you guys are beaders, if you love beading, if you love crafts, let me know in the comments. I just love crafts of all kinds. It's just near and dear to my heart. I'm a very artistic person. I love getting my creativity out that way. It's something I can't live without. It makes me feel like a whole person. You know, if I could have a job and get paid to do that, which, I mean, I do make some income in the summertime doing my arts and crafts. I do make a bit of an income doing that in the summer. My regular job is seasonal, so I do get the summers off to garden and do all the things that I love. So, I do have something I want to share with you for the end of the video. So let me get into that and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what I found at Barnes & Noble's, and it is just adorable. It is Selected Poems of Emily Dickinson, and I just love these old-fashioned looking books. And they're redoing all of these classic books with these beautiful covers. I mean, look at that. It's just gorgeous. And this is the back. It's so pretty. I mean, the cover is the first thing that draws you in, right? Always. So if it has a beautiful cover, that's always a plus. All right, so I was going to read you guys a poem out of here to close out the segment today. Just something for you to listen to and relax to, okay? I found a perfect poem by Emily Dickinson. As if some little Arctic flower. As if some little Arctic flower upon the polar hem went wandering down the latitudes until it puzzled came to continents of summer, to firmaments of sun, to strange bright crowds of flowers and birds of foreign tongue. I say, as if this little flower to Eden wandered in. What then? Why, nothing, only your interference therefrom. I thought that was cute because we live in the Arctic and we have little Arctic flowers all around right now. So, if you're at Barnes & Noble's, pick up this cute little book and read a poem, go pick a flower, enjoy your day, watch the sunset, do all the beautiful, wonderful, joyous things that summer has to offer. And until I see you next time, keep letting your light shine.